Helps if I unmute the microphone. How you doing, Sandras? I hope you're... Hopefully your day was slow and not full of crazy stuffs. Oof, excuse me. So we're back on my Rampager. So today is trim. I'm going to start on the trim and get into the details. Goodness, stomach's already angering me. So we did... Yesterday we determined... Oh, that's all good. I appreciate it, but I ain't stressing. That I have been there myself, and yeah, that's what'll happen, sadly. Yesterday we determined that with this Pterodon turquoise, this Balthazar gold color really works well with it. So I'm doing all my trim in Balthazar gold. So we'll get on that. So there's going to be a decent amount of trim on this guy. So let's put that over here for the time being. Is the 2 jobs thing going to be something permanent, or is it just a temporary thing for some goal? Hopefully temporary. Alright, just want to touch it. Ow. Stab me. Hopefully temporary. Alright, so on to temp. Okay, good. Because I myself did 2 jobs for a while, and that was rough. Good. I hope so too. Because that is not something anyone should... It's not something anyone really should have to do. Do they at least have like coordinated days off, or is it you're basically working 7 days a week? Oh, you have to do the coordination. All right. Because I've done the 7 days a week thing, and that doesn't help the situation if you literally have no day of not working. It makes it just that much worse. A little blue tack on the handles works great for holding stuff. So yeah, I was digging for my decal sheets. I know I've got a ton of War Dog decal sheets that I can use on this guy. Because I don't want to use... I have the decal sheets that came with them. But then I have one more Big Knight to build who doesn't have a decal sheet. So... Because unfortunately Oh, see that smudge right fucking there. if I can use a little bit of water and pull that off. Can I wash that off a little? Oh, that was dumb luck. Able to pull that off before it dried. But since I have 2 nights that were official Chaos Night kits and 2 nights that were not official Chaos Night kits, I have 2 large nights that didn't have decals. And I like the Chaos Night decals. I got lots of cool like runes and shit on them. Like, look at all this nutty stuff. Excuse me. So I used a bunch on the last one. But then I also know that I have War Dogs. And where's my decal folder? Got. Let's close this up before I spill a bunch of paint. Put that over here. It's a minute. Yeah, my stomach is feisty today, Hendrix. But I got a whole thing full of. Oh, see there. There's some Chaos Knight War Dog transfer sheets. There we go. Turkey burgers. But my stomach is of the variety of I look at food, it just goes, ha ha, screw you, and I suffer. Turkey burgers with gorgonzola cheese. Alright, so I got some extra transfer sheets so I can use these decals also on the other big night, so go over there in the pile. Friend won an eBay auction for a bunch of Marines. Hot diggity. Speaking of Marines, Sandris, if you want some reading to do on the Warhammer community site, today they dropped all the detachments. Detachment costs and a ton of detachments for Space Marines. And it included Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Black Templars, Grey Knights, and I think White Scars. And just the generic Marine detachments, their costs, all their stratagems, enhancements, and rules clarifications. Like, they're just dropping this stuff right now, which is great. That literally came out today. My stomach is gobbling back. It is. Stomach depends heavily on stress levels, and I'm more stressed out. It's like, I haven't had heartburn lately, but occasionally I get heartburn. I had to change my diet a little bit a while back because I was starting to get kind of ulcerish, but yeah, it's I have stomachic woes. It's very Final Fantasy music. That's fair. But yeah, it was today, they're like, oh, hey, let's just drop all the Space Marine rules. So people are going batshit right now. The only thing they haven't dropped is what things are going to cost. The big points update. That is what's going to change a lot of people's games. Is once they determine what things are going to cost point-wise. Because there's a lot of speculation. But I know that tomorrow is, I think, like all the Xenos armies are getting all their detachments tomorrow. And detachment costs and all that kind of stuff. And then tomorrow is Tuesday. So then Wednesday, many days. Yeah, it's up there. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so then on Wednesday it's going to be chaos stuff. Excuse me. I don't know if that is going to include Chaos Knights or just Chaos Marines and Demons, because, well, they did do Space Marines, but they haven't done, like, regular Imperial Knights, so we'll see. I'm hoping that it includes the Chaos Knights, but they might wait until they do the Imperial Knights, which will probably be when they do Guard, and, like, they didn't do Custodes either. Like Armies of the Imperium. So it'll be definitely keep an eye on the community website. It's funny because I keep seeing YouTubers with like doing real, the actual plays or games and stuff, and they're like, it's 11th edition, and they're using the rules, but they don't have the points yet. And then some of them with the detachments, their detachments are all wrong. And it's like, it's not really 11th, it's like a speculative 11th edition. So, I mean, I get it, they gotta have content. I understand that. But that looks delightful. The Balthazar gold on the Pterodon turquoise. I'm liking this color combination. Definitely gives it more distinction from the Green Knight here. And I'm really thinking I'm going to do the blue for the Big Knight Tyrant, which will be the next one. So hopefully I'll be working on him. Might be working on him next week. Depends heavily on progress. Be fun if I do. You giving Ducky some hell there, Hendrix? Good. She's good, people. I know there was no comic night at the IAD today, so wife is out enjoying a nice walk. She had a con this weekend. Nice. Hopefully she is resting today then. Sorry for the barking. And thank you for the clang. Wife is out walking, so and there she is. She's home. Dog is happy. Good walk?
2 miles, 2.5.
Nice. Give me Miss Death Guard Marines. Nice, nice.
Hey.
I wonder if Death Guard was in the stuff they listed today. Oh no, Cass. That's Death Watch. No, kids, Death Guard would not get. Death Guard should be tomorrow. Brain always mixes up Death Watch and Death Guard. Too much deathy death. To be fair, everything 40k is death something. Death Guard, Death Watch, Death Toilets, you know. Music seems a bit much. Too much death. Seems very Disney inspirational music. If you have a blue sky and you want to follow along with this when I'm not streaming, I post daily updates there of my progress. Which I'm doing a hobby streak thing where every day I make a point to do this and can hold myself accountable that way. Yeah, it's helped me a ton. Not let myself slack off and get distracted. So, just good, because I definitely want to get these nights finished. I've got, realistically, all I have to do is finish the Tyrant. I think I can get him done before 11th fully releases, because the league won't be starting immediately, but we're going to get a league going at our Warhammer store, so we can learn the ins and outs of 11th with a bunch of people. Should be good. Learn the woes of detachments. And it's funny because I keep seeing all these videos like 11th edition terrain is broken. I'm like, is it? Don't think it is. I don't think anyone's played with it enough yet to know. All the clickbaity titles. It's broken. It's this. It's that. It's like, let this shit come out. Play it a little bit. I'm sure some things will be broken, but I'm also confident GW is going to address any emergency stuff pretty quick, because they seem to be putting in a large effort to not fuck this up. They did great with the pre-orders. They've been doing a good job in keeping the hype rolling, keeping interest going, constantly putting up the detachments. There's a lot of rules that look really good. They're trying to make things like in the rules that they showed off today, they cleared up a bunch of stuff about flyers, which is something that was sorely missing. So start buying job lots in eBay and paying up to. That's not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. The only thing I'd be cautious about is the shipping stuffs. But I don't think that'd be a problem in the slightest, honestly. I think you would have people be more than willing to pay for painting. Mother McCree. See, let's look. I mean, this green and bronze is just hitting something nice, or turquoise and bronze, really hitting a nice sweet spot. Yeah, if you can find good deals on the stuff when you get it, so you're not like overcommitting on the initial side of it, it'd be decent. I think it would be. I don't know. In my unprofessional opinion. Let's try to get around so it's facing us. The only thing I'd say, Sandros, is just if you really enjoy the painting, be cautious of burning yourself out by making it a job. By putting a financial strain, adding, making it, hey, I'm going to be doing this for money, I've got this. You can risk burning yourself out on it and sucking the joy right out of it. I say that with some experiences. I did photography. I love photography. It's part of the reason that this camera here is a top end, used to be top end mirrorless. I did many years. I did photography for fun. I hiked and would go shooting and all kinds of stuff. And then when I first moved out to Chicago, I worked at a photography studio as well. Thankfully, I didn't do too much shooting there. I did a lot of digital correction and things, which wasn't too much fun, but it's where I met my wife, so that's good. But I had an opportunity years back to work as a photographer at a motorcycle dealership, which I'm like, this is a win-win. I love motorcycles. I love photography. Absolutely. It burned the passion so much out of me that I only recently that I'd start going back to shoot for fun. It sucked the creative soul right out of me, and unfortunately it made me turn a blind eye to the job being kind of shit. Pay was crap, hours were crap, environment was crap. I was taking pictures all day, every day of motorcycles and riding motorcycles. And I was like, yeah, that's great. But then it drove me back to doing accounting because it took something that I was incredibly passionate for and loved and just pulled the joy right out of it. It's part of the reason, like, I've had people say, hey, would you be willing to build or paint my minis? And I'm like, sorry, no. I enjoy this. I'm going to do this because I enjoy it. I don't want to do it for any kind of financial, I don't want to put that pressure of finances on this. My wife is able to separate it pretty well because she loves to draw. All right, there is that. if painting minis can help, for commission can help you, or for flipping can help you get down to one job, then yeah, that's fair. That sounds like a solid trade-off. And I mean, but then I look at it this way too. My wife, has her day job, but then she loves drawing, and she draws every day, and almost every day, like 99% of the day, she's drawing and arting and stuff. And she does it for money as well, and she's able to not to she has that separation. Like, it doesn't really burn her out. Like, she'll draw to relax. So burnout's a real thing, man. I've been there. I'm fortunate enough that right now my job is decent at the work-life balance thing, so I'm not burnt out. But I know the feeling, and it's serious. It's not a joke. Let's see a spot I gotta touch up with the contrast there. Okay, I mean, if eBay flipping some models can make it so you only gotta work, you can quit your second job and just do that. I think that sounds like a decent win. Or eliminates the need of the second job. You can also look to see if there's any GW stores in the area hiring. I know they pay okay. It's not like epic pay, but it ain't bad. And their benefits are decent from what I've been told as far as talking to one of the managers. And if you work at a Warhammer store, you get a sizable discount. You can feed the addiction. Get your drugs straight from the source. All right. I hope the stupidity lightens up, and thank you for stopping by, Sanders. Yeah, it's rough. There's a hair there I gotta eliminate. So we're working on the trim. It's funny, there's a content creator, miniatures painter guy who I see his work a bunch. And he's from New Zealand, and he has this cool like vaporware paint style. It's really his painting is fucking phenomenal. I ain't gonna win him any golden demons because it's like cool vaporware stuff, but that's a piece of trim. It's a piece of flashing, but apparently someone sent him I think they're calling it stick marine, sprue marines, where he's building space marines out of sprues, and he's putting the helmets and the weapons on the bases, and he's made sure they're proportionate, so they're not like cheating or anything. But they're hilarious because he did a chaos sprue marine. He's like, oh yeah, it's the only way you're going to be able to paint chaos and paint the trim without wanting to paint the walls. And he's very true. Because he did the... Okay, that's a new blade. Replacing blade. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Like the Sprue Marines. Alright, so there's a little thing here that I need to... It's a piece of plastic flashing. There we go. Okay. And it's like, yeah, I get it. There's that Screamer Killer again. But yeah, the cast stuff is in there. Trim is a little challenging now and then. It's not a Helldrake, but still a lot of it. So. Well, there's... So far the trim hasn't been too bad, but I am not getting the extreme trim stuff. Like there's a lot of CSM stuff that's way more trim and craziness than what I'm doing here. So I say that now, but then I've got that crazy weird cloth thing I made that's all trim all the time. So do that in a minute. Alright. I'm going to zap that real quick with this is Tarragon Turquoise with the contrast in that little spot there because I see a spot I missed. You sit over there for a moment. Nice sniper. Don't know what that is. Some Kitsune thing. Wraith Guard behind chicken wire. Wraith Guard in front of chicken wire. Some people's photos are weird. Why would you pick chicken wire as a background to take pictures of your miniatures? Don't know. There we go. Got that touched up. Crack. Looks like a Bloodthirster. Greater Demon. Nicely done. Absolute Corn, hence the axe. Okay, gravy. Yeah, sorry. Apologize if I made anyone else yawn. Okay, pull off this. Ow. It's gonna stab me the whole way. The next one. Get this a little more not vertical. Same pictures from yesterday. Alright, on to the next piece that needs trimming. Didn't catch that there are some. There's got a little bit of flashing in this one too. Right there, just a little bit. Better. Apparently did not do. Man. Did not do enough trimming. Trim trimming, need true. Something like that. Alright, let's get onto more Balthazar Gold. Just get this down. Use a gentle touch. Hopefully not too flip up. Too much. There's always a possibility of flipping it up some. It helps if I do this on camera. Don't know why I was off camera there, but apologize if anyone's looking, what the hell is he doing? Trim done. Lots of trimming. Trim. Looking like it's gonna be a slow night. That's all good. It's only, if the channel stats are correct, there's only like 17 people watching Warhammer stuff right now. So last night I was stealing all the channels. Fire. And tonight will be potentially slow and relaxed. And I'll just mutter along. Mutter. Paint trim. If I get this guy, so if I keep this up pace-wise, hopefully I could, thinking tomorrow I'll start off by doing the blue on the base. I still got to figure out the Wraith Knight stuff. I did not look at my Eldari Codex like I said I was going to. So I got to figure out what colors I want to do for the Wraith Knight. Because I got Wraith Knight bits to paint. Got the head that's being held. And the arm and the sword. Could do Wraith Bone. It just seems like a cop-out, honestly. If I were to do Wraith Bone with like the Imperial Fist contrast over it. That might work well. Give it kind of a faded Beltan Craft World look about it. I think it's Beltan. It's the yellow ones. Might have the wrong Craft World. Whatever the yellow Craft World is. If I were to run Wraithbone as the base, highlight with silver, and then hit with, it's kind of an orangey yellow contrast. And do blue highlights, maybe? I have to figure this out. We'll get to work on that in a bit. I'll do the trim on the carapace next. Ooh, shoulders. I could do the shoulder pads actually. And trim will be easy to paint mostly. And I've got the carapace, and then the armor plate of the claw. And then, of course, all the chain blades on that claw thing will also be trimmed up and done up. hoping it works when the 11th, the Armageddon launch thingy, so that they get their codex first and hopefully have some fun orky stories. It could be a good time. It makes me wonder when they started on 11th. How far into 10th were they already working on the next one? If they're starting 11th, are they already working on 12th? Hopefully not. Hopefully they're let this one sit and stew for a little bit. I think they will. Oh, my legs. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Mix up some paints. Turn off that distraction there. Whew. What's the blue doing? Oh, a sleepy puppy's a sleepy puppy. That's a sleepy puppies. See, it was a distraction. Try not to watch the viewer count. So I find it to be a distraction. I'm always like, I want more viewers. I'm like, well, no, I did this not to get viewers. To do this is hopefully a way to get some folks to chat about Warhammer with while I paint or craft. And most nights, most streams, it's absolutely the case. Some streams, not so much. I need to get that wet and clean that off. Got it. It's 2 for 2 on the successful cleanups. It's doing decent. Howdy, Demon Slayer. How's it going this evening? I hope your day was not too terribly busy. Chunk of paint is that? Looks like it's going to be a slow night. I think everyone's busy reading the big 40k rules drop that happened today. So people are slightly distracted. Yeah, chaos on Wednesday. It was a big drop because in addition to it was all the space room rules, but then there was also stuff that talked about flyers and stuff. So yeah, I get it. I get it. I ain't stressing. I ain't stressing. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it all. I did see the Dark Angel stuff. I was like, ooh, time. Fortunately, I had to work, so I was focusing on doing day job. So I'm wondering if they're going to. Curious if Chaos Knights are going to be with the Chaos stuff, or if they're going to wait to do them with the Imperial Knights. Because that's kind of what they did with the rules drops earlier. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights got together, so don't know if it's because they did Space Marines, but they didn't do any like Guard or Sisters, or there were some armies of humanity that were left out. Custodes did not get anything in there, so there's got to be another. The rest of the Imperium. So I'm not sure. Just for me personally, I'm wondering when the Knights will hit. Because, as I work on Chaos Knights. My guess is Thursday. Only because, you got Chaos tomorrow, or Xenos tomorrow, Chaos on Wednesday, they did confirm. So all that's really left, there would only be like one. Right? So, that's my guessing. Unless there's more stuff, and then maybe they could do like other rules on Friday. There is that too, and maybe. I think they just show off some Horus Heresy Marines, I think, or something. They could do another pause a day of 40k for something else. Maybe there's like another AOS. I mean, they just did the Cities of Sigmar. I figured honestly for like the next up until actual launch day, I figured it's gonna be like non-stop 40k. We'll see. Now another theory that the manager of the store I had and he's pretty confident it's not the case, but he was wondering openly like if Custodes are going to be removed from 40k. Doesn't think so, but you just noticed how they have all their models are 30K stuff technically. The big Grey Knights bring a few thousand extra, 100,000 Grey Knights strong or something psychotic figure to stop the custodians in their way to put the Emperor back in his chair. That's what I said. I'm like, I'm not a fan of them in general, but I think it would greatly upset a lot of people. One of them being Henry Cavill. You don't want to make Cavill angry. You won't like him when he's angry. The Cavalrine. Guessing custodians will be whenever they do the rest of the armies of the Imperium. And there was people who were talking at the shop yesterday about if we thought the detachments were going to be held off until the codexes come out. I'm very happy that they didn't, because that would just be wow. I just now got the notification that I went live on Twitch. Maybe that's why things are going slow. Twitch being silly. It's like, you're live. Really? It's only been an hour. So, wheel. Stuff's being strange. So, thank you, Twitch, for letting me know that I'm live. Excuse me. Everyone base coded from Inception. Hot diggity. Nice. Get those spooky, scary skeletons done. Hoping I can have this guy finished before this weekend. Speaking of, I will not be streaming on Saturday. We got a family thing to take care of. Well, not take care of. We're going to a fun graduation party for one of the cousins. So, daughter and wife, and we're all looking forward to that. I haven't seen them in a while. It's gonna be good times. Hopefully the weather cooperates and we can be outside. We'll see. But I want to, if I can, hopefully I'll have this guy finished, and then I can start the next the stream on Sunday with the new working on the last big night I have to build. So that one's gonna be something. And I already figured out how to do came up with a plan for how to do the resin for the base. So that way I can have the chains coming out of the base and the ice. I'm going to have one foot in the ice, 1 foot stepping up on rocks. And then chains coming out of the ice up holding the knight in place. The only thing I've got to figure out is how I want to do the painting. Because I could do the chains and stuff instead of on the armor panels, connect all the chains to the chassis, and then attach the chassis to the base. And that way I can glue the panels on afterwards and paint the panels like I'm doing now with this guy. It is significantly easier for these big dudes. Cornwall trick today. Metal whiskey. Nice. I've actually, being a booze snob that I am, I actually don't have a drink, which I won't worry about tonight. My stomach's already angry enough as is. I have looked at whiskey stones and the metal whiskey things and things like that, and they do work, but they can impart taste, despite what people say. They do. There is a metal taste. It kind of comes off of them. And whiskey stones have an odd taste that comes off them as well. They warm up pretty quick. There's nothing wrong with whiskey on the rocks. And if you want your whiskey neat, which I'm all for having a good whiskey or scotch neat, at that point, chill your glass. It will do just as much to chill the booze as the revolver. I mean, that does sound cool. Rounds in a cylinder and stuff. It's got style. I will give it that. And honestly, if you're making the drink a revolver, I think that would go well. I can't remember. I know pretty sure revolver has a whiskey or a bourbon in it. Don't remember what it's off the top of my head. Look at one of my mixing books. When we did Johnny Walker tastings, they were telling us look, have it the way you want it, but most of it was hey, have it neat. Or another one he did was they had an eyedropper, and they had us put a single drop of water in one of the whiskeys, and it really did change the taste. It was weird. And I vaguely remember him explaining it a little bit, but it was more, didn't pay too much attention at that point. Slightly distracted. I have watched some of Parks and Rec. I'm guessing you're talking about Mr. Ron and his passion for Lagavulin. Ron Swanson. I have not. I I haven't watched enough of it, like, really. You please to provide a synopsis of what happens. I know that Ron has a penchant for single malt smoky scotches, which I have had Lagavulin. I've had a few of them. I don't have any Lagavulin at the moment. I do have Ardbeg, which is a great smoky single malt. So, not feeling that one. I actually haven't had any single malt in a bit. I should. Most of what I had is blends right now. Most of what I've had lately is blends. Even that nice Japanese stuff was a blend. Though I had the smokiness of a single malt. God, fucking Christmas. Finish it up. Trim is getting to be a pain in the butt. Wash that off. Okay, on Scotch, it's a whiskey infused lotion. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. The wrong way to consume alcohol. That's fair. Fucking goddamn. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up a little bit of a overage. Watering it down a little bit and cleaning it up. Okay, got it up. Almost. Let's put it right there. There we go. Got it. Okay. Whiskey infused lotion. Whiskey infused lotion. I'd try it. I do make some. I can make some pretty bougie drinks in my bar. Done a really nice apple pie martini. That one's pretty bougie. also did a sparkling blueberry martini that was really good too. And it includes sparkles. Because I have glitter for the drinks. Some of the drinks, you know, just want to make them a little extra. And it, excuse me. That's true. The only bougie thing I do for the sake of bougie is adding glitter to certain stuff. Like when I did that but I've done like a delightful chocolate. I did like a chocolate cream drink that I used chocolate syrup in as well, and to design with like ribbons of chocolate syrup down the sides of the glass, which one did the double of it, looks really pretty, and two, that's the chocolate syrup that like soaks down to the bottom, and you get like the why can't drumsticks ice cream cone nugget of chocolate on the bottom, but it's infused with booze. So it's bougie, but it has a heck of a win. I see lots of those places that have like crazy high-end bougie cocktails of like, yo, it does this and this and this. It's like, okay. I suppose there's a place in Wisconsin I gotta go to where you tell them your like the flavors you like. And you're like, okay, I like a sweeter drink, I like a tartar drink, you know, something that's bitter, something, you know, you basically give them your tastes. I have had pasta in a cheese wheel. That was amazing. But it's Wisconsin. They know how to drink as well as eat cheese. If you haven't had pasta served in a Parmesan wheel, get it. It's so good. But it's a place where you give them all your preferences and tastes. You're like, you know, I like gin. I like this. I like that. I like it to be sweeter. Something along those lines, like a citrusy drink. And then they have mixologists who will then craft unique cocktails based on your tastes. So it sounds like a fun place. So I can't remember. I gotta ask my coworkers. They went there once, and they're the one that was telling me about it because I was giving them some drink recipes and recommendations. And he's like, "Oh, you got to go to this place up here." I was like, "Okay." And I promptly forgot about it till just now. I remember looking it up too. I'm like, it gets great reviews, so it's always a plus. I'm looking forward to having cocktails detail on Friday. I get paid this Friday too. Do get paid this Friday. I think that's this shoulder pad done. I'm not sure yet. Because I do have honestly, I'm not sure yet. Most of my stuff I've been putting like a patina and some wear and tear on. Because I've got this shade here. It's, it's a shade, so it's really watered down. And this would work to give it just enough of a green tint, because copper when corrode, I think that might do nice. You've already hit it just in a bit, so those are gonna be like a little green in a few spots, just a bit. I'm definitely gonna do. They'll get a dry brush and some wear and tear marks and things. I did on the gold here. There's a little bit of dry brushing on this, on the edges. I didn't do too much in this guy though. But I'm not sure yet, honestly. It's something I've thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So those. There's the shoulder pads done. Ow. I think, like, even on that one, I did it. I just see a spot I should touch. No, I'm not gonna worry about touching it up. I left that one mostly clean. Now, I made that one. I shaded it in with. I did that on this one too. Look at the two big knights, like the despoilers here, and the abominants right next to them. But on both of those, I used a Nuln oil on them. So could do something like that, or instead of Nuln oil, maybe a bit of that, and then that green shade. That's a snakebite leather. I got that. So I think that's the only shade that I have that's green that I think would be nice. I don't know. I'm still up in here. I don't know. Brain went out, not in left field there. I still don't know. So. One thing I do want to do with this knight, because he's going to be the melee knight, mostly. It's going to be fielded as a Rampager. You see some blue tech? Yep. And so I was holding things on there. It's great for used on the handles. I don't need it on this piece, it's big. What I am going to do with this knight is I do want to splatter more blood on this one than I did on others. It's easy because then I can get the grip and I'm just like do. But I want to splatter blood effect on this one a bit more because I figure it's going to be messier. This is the one that gets in close. Oh, I want to patina up the copperish look. That's a real good question. We're back in Disney music.
Mr. Hubie rated your channel with 4 viewers.
Hello there, Red Hoodie. My squig said that horribly. Said their duty. Well, howdy. Thank you, Raiders. Welcome in. I'm working on we are painting a Chaos Knight. I'm doing the trim at the moment. As anyone who does Chaos knows the horrors of trim. This is going to be a custom Chaos Knight Rampager. Hence the very stabby clothing that is hung on my hand. Freaking sharp. It's to go with my corn-themed Chaos Knights, hence the, well, thank you very much. There's the carnivore up on the turnstile. All my knights have blood letters coming out of them. Like Snackers here, he is chomping on a snack. But they're all having blood letters of various degrees. Other ones that like to poke the snot out of me. Back this up because he's too big. Here is the Abominant. Yeah, these are my Chaos Knights. Corn-themed blood letters on a frozen glacier base. A lot of custom stuff in here. I do lots of crazy kit bashing. These ones are done. This is a Pterodon turquoise over a Runefang dry brush to get a nice metallic kind of shine to it. And I'm currently running with a Balthazar gold, which is kind of coppery, for the trim. And this is just base coats for trim and stuff, as I will get into the details when I get the base coats done. So, are you a fan of, I'm guessing you're a fan of the Warhammer stuffs? What you looking forward to in 11th? And did you see the giant marine rules drop that was today? And Tall Alpaca, thank you for checking me out. Music's getting a little weird here. Skip that track. Yeah, we're... Tyranid player, the attachment point. Oh yeah, that is for the Xenos. I also have the Swarm. My Tyranids are a bit different because I don't like doing traditional stuff. So hold on a moment, let me finish what's on this brush, and I will show you a Tyranid hopefully you've never seen. If you want to follow along outside of the stream, as the thing there with the blue skies. Oh, it's painting Castors. Oh yeah, my Castors are doing well. I'm still progressing on them a bit. All right, one sec. So the traditional NIDs, always close up your paints. My traditional NIDs run, this is the general paint scheme. Just El Termagante. Nothing crazy, but crazy Tyranids are things like, let me grab a couple. I just gotta look at what shelf we're on. Open up. Not that one. This one? There we are. So, the more fun Tyranids are... I feel like I'm going to break him. He's stuck too much to that. Are what we call squiginids. These are Tyranids you probably have not seen before because I made them. These are table legal Hormagaunts. They're on the Hormagaunt bases, Hormagaunt weapons, but made out of squigs because it just seemed to go well together. So I got a whole squad of these guys in all different colors. I think we named this one Francis because it has a skull hat. And then one of my personal favorites is El Polka Dot. Just 10, because these guys took a while to make, so I only did 10. Especially because everyone got painted unique. The next squad I'm working on for them are a squad of 10 gargoyles. Yeah. So that's next on the Tyranny. Let's put Blue Boy up here for a little bit. Alright. I love messing with stuff too much. I can put you on the top here. Or no, that's too tall. It's gotta go down here. To the shelf we go. Alright. Thank you very much. Appreciate the compliments. Alright. And as an example of kit bashing craziness goes, so this night I had someone 3D print some extra joints here in the knees, so this one itself is taller now. That is absolutely on the list there, Red Hoodie. Using the Mangler squigs as bodies, I could do it. You get the Carnifex Brood box and the Mangler squig bodies, and yeah. And I also have the wings from leftover wings from my Hive Tyrant, so I could do the it's way too much paint. A winged Hive Tyrant out of a Mangler squig. The hang-up is it's expensive, and right now I'm pushing to get this Chaos Knight army done before 11th, which so I can the store I go to weekly is going to be doing a league, and I want to do I like the big stompy robots. I'm going to do them for the league. The Squid Carnifex absolutely is on the board. I was also trying to figure out a way to do it with a Norn Emissary, but there isn't a body. I'd have to like completely make that from scratch. I know it's super soon. I've got this guy here is the Rampager, and then I've got my Knight Tyrant, who's the next one. Our league isn't going to start the moment 11th drops. It's going to be a little bit before we get moving, so I have a little extra time. But I've got 6 War Dogs. I've got a dual Gatling Despoiler here. I've got my Abominant here. This is going to be a Rampager. And then I will have a Tyrant that I've already got a lot in the works for custom on that one. I am too. Like, it looks like it's going to be fun. Like, it will be, be able to. I'm just genuinely curious because it should be good. Like, I didn't read through the rules yesterday. Every Sunday I go to a Warhammer store, and they had the Armageddon box out for us to look about. There's going to be the cards are like, from what I've seen, like events and scenarios and stuff. But I got my, did you get your pre-order in? Because I got mine in. So I know I'll be getting it. And they might release it all soon too, because the way they've been doing all the releases, like I didn't expect them to show off all the detachment stuff so completely. That's fair. Especially since they released that you can get everything They'll be available for pre-order next week. That was the announcement on Sunday. You can get all the books and the decks and everything of it pre-ordered next week. So coming out soon. Gonna have like the disposition cards, I think. I'm not sure. Not the disposition, maybe all the stratagems, stuff like that, all that, and the terrain footprints. That too, yes. Demon Slayer is correct. I forgot about that. I was talking a bunch with the manager at the store I'm always at, and we're both in agreement that they are doing a lot more on the launch of this edition than they did on 10th by far. Really seem to be supporting it more. I'm right there with you. That's something that they said that they wanted to do, is they want to make it more cinematic, as it were. But like the 10th didn't have all the actual plays that happened, and 10th only had the one cinematic. It was good, but it only had the one cinematic. This had like 3. The 8x4, I think is what it was, if I recall correctly. Okay, yeah. 8 foot by 4 foot. Back when the game started, it was an 8 foot by 4 foot table. I just noticed something I missed on this. Yup. Can't believe I missed that. Did not trim these pieces off. I'll snip this off and then paint it. That's why I just totally flip it up. The one's made out of cardboard. Ah, what the hell? I got paint in my fingers. Oh no, I'm leaving splotches. I must have touched something that wasn't dry yet. Other ones are plastic. That I don't remember much. I do remember where it had like a plastic pieces that held thin cardboard. This one's going to require some. So. I am interested in the pre-painted terrain, as long as it's up to see what the cost is. Yeah, we gotta get that off there. I'm hoping it's going to be nothing crazy expensive, but we'll see. I don't know how much it would use the pre-painted terrain. Let's say maybe get, like, if they have a small set available for, you get it for, like, picture taking. Could help for some, like, staged photography. Yeah, that's good enough. It's going to get it right now. What I touched. Yeah, I'm also curious about when my detachment stuff's going to come out. They say Chaos is on Wednesday, but are the nights going to be included in that? I'm sure Infernal Lance is going to be a 3-pointer. But I know from the Marine stuff, people were a little surprised at what was 2-point detachments. And some of the stuff I expect it to be like, oh, I thought that'd be a 3-pointer, which a lot of people were at the shop were thinking that all the current established ones are going to be 3-pointers, and that was not the case. On Battle Game Over. See, I wasn't playing during 7th. For 40K at the moment, yes. The Knights will be my main army. Once the Knights are done, then I'm going to jump back over and finish off the Tyranids, because all I've got is the squad of gargoyles and a prime with a lash whip. And a biovore. Or no, I also have some warriors. So I've got, like, not too many Tyranids left to finish, and then the bug army will be done. My daughter did get me a prime with a lash whip, so I've got him too. So, but at the moment, yes, Knights. What drew me to the Chaos Knight factions? These are some solid questions, Red Hoodie. Realistically, I've been wanting to do a big... I love kit bashing, as evident by the Squigganids and that's just something I've done for ages. Like, I've got Dark Angels that I've been working on as well. But, like, even these Marines are going to be kind of a Death Watch kill team, but they're a dead Death Watch kill team just because reasons. I love doing kit bashing things. I enjoy splicing and modifying miniatures, and believe me, the Knight Tyrant is going to be hopefully my centerpiece. I mean, he's going to be chained to the base, quite literally. I got tons of chain. So, anywho, with that, I was looking at an army to, like, my Chaos Dwarves are mostly done, and I've got the Spearhead done, and I've played Spearhead games. And I kit bashed a bunch of them. And I want to do, like, a big army that had a lot of custom models, but I didn't want to burden myself with a ton of models. Like, I've got a Horde army. I'm working slowly on some Harlequins as well, and they're very custom, but they were kind of handicapped hard in the game recently, so I got a little discouraged with them. But I was looking for something that had a good, big presence, something I could do lots of modifying on and have a lot of fun with on the kit bashing side. So it came down to, after looking at lots of stuff and thinking about lots of stuff, it really came down to 3 separate armies that I was looking at. It was Imperial Knights, Imperial Guard, only in the Armor Division army, like all tanks and stuff, or Chaos Knights. I like the look of the Knights. They did kind of draw me in a bit. I honestly probably would have gone with Imperial Guard if, this is a big if that tank detachment that had the thing for Bane Blades was out. But at the time when I was buying the base for the army, it wasn't out yet. So I was hemming and hawing about what I wanted to do, what army did I want to pick up. I ended up finding through the store I go to and this was the final deciding factor of Imperial Knight or Chaos Knight. Another box is back there somewhere. Like, I like the Imperial Knights. I think they looked really good. I didn't like how restricted the Knights are. They do have more, some other Knights, but like, it can only be built this way. That's it. You know, okay, the Questoris chassis can be 5 different Knights, but you can't field them in different ways and things. So, like the Despoiler for Chaos Knights, I can have him a bunch of different ways. Like right now, he's set up a twin Gatling, but I could do like all kinds of stuff with him. But the final, hey, I'm gonna do Chaos Knights, was at the store I go to. I ended up finding a source on the Hellhunt Lance? No. Hound Pack. The Hound Pack Lance Battle Force, which has 7 war dogs. 7 of these little guys in one box. And I'd seen that on eBay going for like $300 to $350, and I'm like, that's too much for that. It retailed at like $260 normally. I'm not going to pay $100 over retail just because it's out of print. Well, I found a source for it, brand new in box for $180. Pretty much 3 goblins in a trench coat. Like, it's this. You know, this big old beastie. So, and I could have them all the different ways, blah, 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 blah. I ran with carnivores and brigands. Sorry. Those are both carnivores. But I ended up getting this for fucking cheap for what it is. For 7 of these guys. And that was like, alright, you know what? I've got a source on a large portion of the army. I'm going to run Chaos Knights. So that's kind of where it came down to. Like, I whittled it down. Now, that being said, if that detachment for Imperial Guard that had the one with the Bane Blades and everything in it came out before I bought that box, I would have gone with Imperial Guard, because I have Yart because he's the man. And I probably would have gone with Bane Blades just because they're fucking cool. They're giant ass tanks of nuttiness. But that box there was one of the main reasons I went with Chaos Knights. And I get to have a lot of creativity with the license on how they look. Because it's chaos. You can really get wild with how it looks. And then I decided to do corn themed, with blood letters and blood and stuff on them. Only because there are so many really amazingly well done converted Nurgle Chaos Knights. To the point where even at the store on Sunday, there was a guy that had Abominant that was asking me about, I don't know why he was asking me painting tips. Like, his paint was fucking phenomenal. But he's asking me, like, on how I got it to look so weathered and stuff like that. And I helped him best I can, but he was doing Nurgle. And his stuff looked good. Stuff looked really good. I'm like, alright, hey. And you see so many, like, you can mix the great and clean ones with a Chaos Knight. There's a lot of those, a lot of the YouTubers out there. Squidmar did one. There's another guy. Thank you. There's another guy that did like a 24-hour night challenge. But he did a beautiful Nurgle one. And it's like, there's so much Nurgle, I want to do something a little different. Absolutely. So War Dogs are anywhere from 130 to 150 points each. So there is a detachment that is the Hound Pack Lance that allows one of your War Dogs, 3 of your War Dogs to have the character trait. And one of them can be your Warlord. So you can do all War Dogs. Which was the meta for Chaos Knights for a while. People were just swarming 12 to 15 War Dogs, or like 12 plus War Dogs in a 2,000 point game, more than that. Nurgle is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But like one of my lists, that being said, I don't know what the points are going to be yet because they haven't released the point stuff yet for 11th. But my main list is 3 big knights. They're not battle line. So I'm pretty sure they're not battle line. So all the big knights are characters, and you can have 3 of them, 3 of each. Give me a second to finish this brush. And I will pull up the data sheet. The data sheets are right here. Yoink. Let's see here. War Dog Brigands. Negative, not battle line. Carnivores, nope. Pretty sure none of them are. There's my army rule. Stalkers, yeah, none of these are battle line. Those are Titans. And trust me, I want one. But there's a lot. Look, I understand disposable income. I have a level of disposable income that allows me to enjoy this plastic flavored cocaine. I don't have Titan level disposable income. I think the Warlord, the cheapest Titan's like $1,200 US, not including or maybe with weapons. And that's a Warhound, and he's only like 1,500 points. Warlord Titans are the one I want. They're fucking cool, and it's all in all would cost about, for the official one, would cost about $3,000 to $4,000 if I recall correctly. So I don't have that level of disposable income to. I've bought, well, can't anymore, but I bought cars for less than that. But no, so that's where I want one. Fuck yes. Or look up on Games Workshop's site on the you can go there now. You have to. I gotta look it up now. Me. Let's see, Warhammer. Warlord, not that. Okay, so. Okay, the body for the Warlord Titan. Just the body is $1,995. With that, you need to buy 2 weapons. Each weapon is $200. Then you have to buy the shoulder weapons. Those are another $200. Then you need to buy the head and shields. That's another $150. So all in all, that puts it right around $3,000 before shipping. It's ridiculous. And from what I've been told and seen and stuff, it's a resin fine cast model, and it's supposedly pretty horrible to build. I've seen them. They're amazing. I want one, but there needs to be a lot of shit that happens before I could look at that and go, okay, I'll spend the money. Most of it meaning like I win the lottery and then everything else is paid off. You know, kids' college is funded. We all have a luxury car. You know, there needs to be a lot. The fancy fucking dog bed for that weirdo. A lot needs to happen before. No, she's so cute. I could say, okay, I'll spend that money. Oh, and just because I haven't done it, for anyone that is new, if you want to enjoy some comedic slice of life comic about an orc and his pet Squig, and Squig is based heavily on that dog, her name is Lula, and her inability to be normal, check out Orc and Squig, comic by my wife. The Hierophant's a cool one, but yeah, I don't know if it'll be in plastic. I've heard that rumor that it might. I'm mostly the orc, but the orc is more just kind of a combination of wife and me, mostly my wife, because Lula listens more to my wife than me. Just because the wife works from home most days and is with the puppers. But no, I have... The Hierophant is probably the most affordable of the Titans. And the giant, walking siege engines. Affordable being relative here, mind you. But I don't know if it's going to be in plastic. Now, that being said, if they do a Thunderhawk in plastic, I could almost see the Hierophant being in there, too. So I think a Thunderhawk would be an awesome thing to add to my Dark Angels, but I also, price point. That being said, if you know someone that has a good resin printer and is willing to sacrifice large quantities of their time for you, you might be able to print out one. That is something I have considered for a Warlord. Be like, hey, how much would it cost for me to get someone to print it for me? But then also, if I build a Warlord Titan, I'm going to have to paint that fucking thing. And they're really not good in the game on 40K side of things. Seen plenty of... Yeah, without an airbrush. Oh, it will be significantly less than 3K, but... I don't have a fast... painting that thing just seems like a pain. And all that for... It really just be a showpiece. That's the thing I don't have. Red Hood. I don't have an airbrush, or else I'd be painting these knights with the airbrush. But yeah, mind you, it would be really cool. I mean, if I'm doing something for pure display purposes, I already have a diorama planned out. for the Lionel Johnson from the Son of the Forest book. I already got the whole diorama in my head. Fortunately, it's going to be a little expensive because I have to buy a whole bunch of models that... Mind you, that would be a good YouTube series. Watch me slowly descend. Exactly. It'd be a YouTube series of watch someone slowly descend into madness while they paint a crazy huge model with the tiniest brushes. On like day 60, I'd probably be like gnawing at shit and growling. That'd be one of those train wreck videos you watch, like, you know, My 600-Pound Life or something. Yeah, trim's coming out good. Oh, I should take a moment and take my medicines. I must take my medicines. The call end of this week. Here we go. Don't get old, kids. You stick taking medicine every day. You can't function the next day because of it. Pretty much is what it would be. That's for something here. Oh no, where are you going? You thirsty puppers? Alright. You're all going to hear some slurping in a moment. Machine Spirit screams with rage. What the? Why am I getting so much paint in my hands? Right, we're going to take a moment and clean this because this is... I'm going to get paint on other things. I'm going to be hugely upset by that. Take a quick break of painting. Y'all can enjoy the dog getting comfy while I clean this up. She got comfy kind of quick. Alright, let's get that over here. Move that over there. Yeah, I've got friggin' Balthazar gold everywhere at the moment. Hands are covered in this stuff. It's like, oh, look at that. More. Nah, ain't gonna be Linux. The amount of rage that thing has, it's running a Windows ME. Okay, now you're fighting with your pillows. Man, this Oh, that's everywhere. Okay, so now I've made a complete and utter. I mean, that's a statement that I don't think's been said in quite a while. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't get paint all over my hands again. I'm a little tired. I'm clean at this point. I've covered myself in friggin' get some clean water here. About the pause in painting, managed to make a complete disaster of my workstation with Balthazar Gold. So we're going to all right. I honestly don't even remember Vista anymore. I think I've been around for too many. Ooh, nice. Too many operating systems that they're just blend together now. Like, oh, what's this? Ooh. AI viewers at Streambo. Where's my mouse? Mouse. To ban this bot. There we go. I think you guys didn't even see that bot. Nope, it did not come up on the chat. Good. It was already caught. Yeah, we'll see. But no, I would love to build. See, if I did a Warlord Titan, I would have to do it Chaos to go with these Knights. So I would thus, just insert spiky shit to hurt people. I mean, you can make an Orc Gargant or a Mega Gargant pretty easily. Start off with like because they're all made of scrap stuff, so that one would be kind of more fun. There's one channel, YouTube channel, I can't remember which one it is, that did a Warlord Titan versus a bunch of Imperial Knights. And it's kind of sad because the Imperial Knights smoked that Titan by like turn 2. And they did a rematch where the Titan survived a little bit longer. But in general, gameplay-wise, they're just kind of crap. But then they also did one where they took a custom... They made a custom Mega Gargant. So, equivalent to a Warlord Titan. And then some weird Nurgle, like, crazy Greater Demon thing that's huge and someone made. I didn't watch that one, just saw the I didn't watch it fully, just saw the stuff, the like thumbnails and things. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll put that on in the background at some point. But yeah. So maybe if this this streaming thing goes crazy and start making like absurd quantities of money from streaming. And I'll get a Titan. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that one. I think I'll just enjoy where I'm at. I mean, like I'd have to like buy it. Hey, World Championship Golden Six. I don't know. I mean, it's also like, okay, if I get a Warlord Titan, I'm gonna have to buy a car seat again for my car. So it's the only way I can think of transporting the damn thing. Unless I make it so that you can disassemble it. But in general, it's gonna ride in the back seat of the car. I mean, you have to like plan games to play with it because I think it's 3,500 points.
I'm going to get ready for bed now. Work in the morning. I hope you have a good time with your nights at the opening for 11th.
Well, thank you for the bits, Red Hoodie. And get some sleep. Thank you for stopping by. I'll catch you on another one. Pretty much Demon Slayers would it be. And then I have a dog. The dog would freak out at that thing. She probably wouldn't stop barking in it. And that would be part of the descent into madness. Would be like why I'm feeding the Titan at the dinner table. Oh, who's a good little machine spirit? Uh-oh. Who wants to purge the heretics? This is going to get weirder and weirder. That probably grounds for it. That would be an acceptable reason for divorce, realistically. Oh, fuck. That went right into my skin. A wife bringing that to a judge, and they'd be like, yeah, get it. Totally. Approved. Potentially. A wagon for the Titan to ride. The fun fantasies of a Warlord Titan miniature. What's up, Jersey? I'm just talking about the Warlord Titan miniatures from 40K. And that's about $3,000 to $4,000. Not anymore, but close. No, I've legit bought vehicles for less than that. I don't think it's starter car money anymore. It used to be a few years ago. Before cars went psychotic expensive. But yeah, no, it's absolutely not worth it. In my opinion, it is a flex. It is look. I have this level of disposable income and this level of lack of responsibilities. Yeah, pretty much. It'll get you into a nice starter car lease. God, I hate that. Basically, it's the look. I have no kids, and I have this level of disposable income. Or if you have kids and you can afford that, then you're at another extreme level of disposable income. And I want one. I absolutely do. I think it would be a cool model, but if I were to ever legitimately consider it, I would pay someone to print it for me. I would have it printed out, contract someone to do it, and it'd probably still be pretty expensive. Just because the damn thing is literally, I think it's like 2 feet tall. It's huge. So, I know some people with resin printers. Look, I'm going to tie your printer up for the next 2.5 weeks. And I hope it doesn't fail. Because I know the files are out there. I've seen them. When I was looking for some printed bits for the Chaos Knights. People have Warlord, Titan, and all the Titan files out there. For that stuff. So I was looking at some, I did end up getting some bits that are chaosified bits for my knights. Like the leg joints and things like that. Stuff that's not made at all. It's not that's not made anymore, it's just not made. So but yeah, that's so far down the line it isn't even a remote consideration. This is true. And then you put them next to each other and it goes, one always tells lies, one always tells the truth. Could do both. Just call the police for a noise complaint. You can also get some like a noise canceling headphones. They make there's a Sleep Bud. It used to be made by Bose, but it's now another company makes them where it puts in a kind of a it's noise masking, and they work really well. But then you also it can play your alarm through it, so you won't like oversleep or anything. But if you look up, I can't remember the name of the company, but they call them Sleep Buds. I had a pair of the Bose ones for fucking years until they finally died. Like we're talking 6 or 7 years. Those poor things. I used them every night, and they did a brilliant job. With one of my medication, the pain meds I'm on now, I don't need them anymore. But it is. I have a pair of the Quiet Comfort earbuds for work, and like on days when I can turn them on to the noise canceling, it's fucking impressive. And I had the first gen Bose quiet canceling earbuds because my wife wanted them. And I used the shit out of them until I think I tossed them. I remember one day one of them was crackling a little bit, and I went to pull it out, and the whole thing just fell apart in my hand. I'm like, no, my earbuds. And it was so long. It was so sad. And I had to buy another pair of earbuds. The glasses. I haven't seen the glasses. But then I don't shop for much stuff, really, other than Warhammer things. And then we got my daughter for Christmas this past year, Christmas last year, she got a set of the noise canceling over ear headphones from Bose. It was like her big Christmas gift was the Quiet Comfort ear headphones, and she loves those things. The battery lasts for flipping ever too. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Sunglasses, tight speakers in the arms. Huh. Interesting. If I didn't wear bifocals, I would look into that. These are bifocals. I wear them all day, every day, so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. But that is slick. I know Bose's audio quality is not the greatest compared to like some of the high-end stuff, but their tech is fan-fucking-tastic. Like the noise canceling stuff that they have is top fucking notch. Okay, I know some audiophiles like, oh, Bose, boo-hoo, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm not enough of an audiophile to judge. But when I turn on the noise canceling for my earbuds and I don't hear shit around me other than my music, I'm like, that makes it worth it for me. When did I get scarecrows? 1, 2, 3. I just realized my thing's showing. I think that's wrong. But yeah, I like their products. They've been good to me, and they've lasted a long damn time. For me, that is. I have to fix that. So I think I've got this mostly done. I'll have to look at those glasses. It does sound slick. Ooh, that might be something to get my wife. She could probably use those. She wears contacts. Alright, so somehow got the... This little bit I was struggling with is the trim on the outside of the sword, and then the trim on the inside of that thing. Got it on both, so feeling good about that. Last bit of trim to do is that. I'll have to take a look at those, thank you. So much trim. My own dumbass fault. I said, I want cast knives. Got nobody to blame but myself. Oh, goodness. That's double digits there. Button. Oh. Oof. Pop, pop, pop. So chunky. I'll have to take a look at those. Do sound like something she might use. But hear the child, she's playing games. Here's a question for you, Demon Slayer. If you can look at the screen for a moment, can you see this display to my left here? Can you actually make out what these images are? If you'd be so kind. There's a display over there that's cycling images, like stuff. I'm genuinely curious if I need to. If you can't really see it, then that's fine. It's cycling kind of fast right now. All good. Okay, you're mobile, so you can't really tell. Okay, that's fair. Thank you for taking a look. I'll ask someone who's on desktop to see it. It's a screen that's cycling through like fun Warhammer images and things, but some of it was a little questionable there, and I'm like, do I need to filter that a bit more? So I need to filter it a bit more than I shall. versus one claw is more trim than like a bunch of the other stuff, so it's going to take me a little extra time to get it done. So much, almost the last piece of this Retributor gold trim I gotta do. For now, and then there'll be touch-ups, of course, because I will invariably fuck it up a little bit here and there, and then I'll have to touch it up. Really, I'm liking the idea of possibly giving it a little bit of a patina. Okay, that is that big old claw. Done. Stabbing. Owie. Let go, let go. Damn thing was friggin' stuck in my hand. Okie dokies. I can put this paint pot down for a little bit. That one sit over there. Oh, that's good. Clean this brush up because it has been soaking in that gold paint for a while. Let's just do a little bit of a cleanup. Get some of that out of there. Yeah, it's coming out of there a bit. Okay, just gonna let that dry up. Not dry up, but loosen up. Okay, so we got all the trimmy based on there now. So next step of items to a base coat on is going to be realistically weird. Okay. Do I work on the carapace next, or the claw's gonna take a while. That's all detail work. Let's do actually the mask. I do need to get a coat of Administrium Gray on that for the mask here. Put that in the palette. Back to working on colors so I can use my palette again. Okay. So time for the stuff to get. There we go. Perfect. Want a nice coat of the Administrium Gray on the mask as a base. Just trying to build up from too white or bone off of black is always a fight. So starting off with the gray, using a base coat of a thicker gray can really help make that less of a task. This will probably require 2 coats of this at least. I say, while I've got the gray out, I can use the gray on. It's just hold this in my hand just because I need to get the eyes. While I've got the gray, I will also do the base coat on some of the wood spikes, because this guy has lots of wood spikes coming out with various decorations and chains and things on them. So we do gray coat on there. The sword horn is making it handy and easy to hold. This definitely requires a second coat. Let's move that out of there. Out of the drip range. Let's not drip gray on my beautifully green carapace. How you be do? Doobie doobie doo? There you go, Nightshade. Look at the puppers. She's so sleepy. Oh, her face is gone. Oh, she's dreaming. She dreams a lot. That'd be okay, Nightshade. How about yourself? Hopefully today was a day off. Or at least less on the order side of things. The paw is twitching. The face was twitching too. And you can see her look at her face. You can see her jaws like twitchy and she's chasing something. Yeah. Alright is better than horrible, so I think that's what it is, but yeah, we're just getting details. I did a whole bunch of trim painting, starting the detailing process, as it were. And Minerva's just taking a night off to work on art and stuff, so I'm watching the puppers. Yeah, this is this Pterodon turquoise color. It's fucking gorgeous. It really is. Like we're using this bronze kind of color to set it off. Yeah, it just came out really nice. Damn it, I had something I was going to say to you and it's already left my head. Maybe Lula. Oh. Oh, good. While we enjoy you being here and chatting, do not ever feel obligated to do so. If you just want to lurk away, lurk the hell away. Oh, that's what it was. How are you watching, Nightshade? Ooh. God, I haven't been to Applebee's in ages. Do they still have a garlic crusted shrimp Caesar salad? Okay, didn't look at the sounds. But anyway, Nightshade, how are you watching? On PC, TV, mobile? And hello there, Pasta Puffin. How are you doing this evening? PC, alright. Decent sized monitor, Nightshade? Okay. Got like at least a 28-inch monitor, hopefully. It's going to make sense in a moment. Okay. So, well, hopefully that delightful NyQuil and my voice will put you dead to sleep, because I am great at putting people to sleep. Because NyQuil's great. So anyway, Nightshade. On my left here, I have this little display. That's got the weatherman, some time, buttons, so I can do a button like that. Down here in this bottom section, there are pictures cycling. Can you see what those are? If you can't, that's totally fine. That's kind of what I'm trying to see. Because most people have been on mobile, and they're like, oh, I can't see it. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, all right, Pasta Puffin. Hold on a sec. These are all Chaos Knights. Okay, fantastic. It is cycling through pictures of Warhammer miniatures and art and things, but it did have some art that was a little spicy, and I'm like, I need to filter that then. Anyway, Pasta Puffin. Yes, these are Chaos Knights. I am currently working on a Knight Rampager. Let me zoom out a little bit and give you some context. The one that's up on the rotisserie right now, that is a Chaos Knight Carnivore. They're War Dog Carnivores, they're the small ones. My Chaos Knights are corn themed, hence the blood letter coming out of him. All of them have blood letters in various degrees.
Puffin followed your channel.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Pasta Puffin. Appreciate that. They are pretty heavily modified because I have an issue where I can't leave it alone. I've got a kit bash. It's just a thing of mine. So, like, this is Snackers. He has a snack. He was hungry. You know, the rest of them have blood letters coming out of various spots. This one is, you know, he's bringing a chew toy with him. So right now I'm working on a custom Rampager, which has had the legs extended, chains put on, did some chains around in other spots. I don't know what possessed me to build some really crazy chainsword claw thing to be the Reaper chainsword, but it'll be on that arm there, just because it's excessive, and why not? And right now yesterday we did the, you stand over there, Snackers, I don't want to break you. Yesterday I did the turquoise and the dry brushing. This turquoise turned out fantastic. Today I did all the trim, which is in a Balthazar gold, which is this nice kind of bronzy color. And right now I'm getting some base colors on for details, like these are all wood pikes, so I base coat them in a gray first so that the browns and stuff are easier to shine through. So normally the Nightshade, to give you context, that is the normal chain blade. This is the Reaper chainsword that normally the Knights have. So, like, that would be the normal one. I have lots of extra pieces, so I went nutty and did this weird. It's only going to functionally be that chain sword, but I decided to go crazy and have it be an extra giant claw thing. Because, you know, why not? Anyway, Pasta Puff, and I go through, right now I'm just base coating in all these wood pikes in a gray so that the browns for the wood will shine through a bit better than on the black. So, because once I get these down here, then I will paint them in a brown next. And then I'll dry brush on a little bit of a white for the highlights, and then hit it with like a snakebite leather contrast. So, Pasta Puffin, what's your, if you play, what's your army of choice? If you don't play, what brings you into the 40K hobbies? There is a new edition coming out very, 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 very soon. Just a crap ton of sisters. Oh, you just got a crap ton of sisters for your birthday. All right. Battle Sisters are a fun faction. They are probably one of the most 40K factions. Like, you know, the whole mythos and the lore and everything. The Battle Sisters stuff and the minis that they have are some of the most. I mean, they have a tank that has a pipe organ that has a Battle Sister playing it, and it shoots missiles out of the pipes. You don't get much more weird 40K-ish than that. Yeah. Nice. I couldn't remember the name of it. Like, I know the tank. I can picture in my head what it was called. I'm always mixing up the names on these things. And they just came out with a new send me to your manager lady. Canoness something or other. She's sitting in the chair that has the heavy bolters on the sides, and it's a mechanical throne with heavy bolters and melta missiles. It's pretty extreme. But yeah, the sisters are a fun army. Dogmata Superior. Thank you. And hopefully we'll be seeing on our Throne of Hate. See, on the Throne of Hate. And those are the good guys. Good guys. Ha ha ha. Yeah. About that. There's hopefully, like, they did just drop a bunch of rules for Space Marines today. Tomorrow's going to be Chaos. Tomorrow's Xenos. Wednesday's Chaos. So, hoping Thursday or Friday, which I'm guessing will be Thursday, will be the armies of the Imperium. So we'll see all the new rules and detachment stuffs for the Sisters, Guard, Custodios, and Imperial Knights, which then also we'll hope the Chaos Knights will be there. If they're not with the Chaos stuff on Wednesday, but I think they'll be with the Imperial Knights. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. And you can have fun painting the Sisters too. You can get some really. There's always the traditional paint on them, but I've seen some fun, unique stuff. A Throne of Blame. That's even more. She just looks like she's ready to get a manager. You weren't able to give me your employee discount. I must speak to your managers. I was not allowed to use the employee restroom. Purple and red with brass metallic. I dig it, I dig it. I'm all for alternative paint. Alternative paint jobs. Hence, like, my Chaos Knights being whatever colors I felt like would look good. The only army I have that has a somewhat standard paint job is I have some I'm working on Dark Angels as well. And they have a bit of a standard paint job just because Dark Angels. But in general, I'm all for alternative stuff because, hey, they're your army. They're plastic toy figures. Paint them the way you want and enjoy it. You could absolutely do. Just have them be, regular chaos, not chaos, regular sisters for gameplay wise, but you could totally do a really awesome chaos themed battle sisters. That'd be slick. And make them all like totally chaosified and spiked and crazy, and just they're just regular sisters, and they won't have any effects gameplay wise, but they'd look cool. That's what I do with my stuff. This has 0 effects gameplay wise that are different than the sword, but it looks ridiculous. That's what I did. Alright, do I have anything else I need to run with Administratum Gray? Oh, I gotta do the, I forgot, I should do where's my Black Templars? I gotta do all my, pipes and things here. I can do Brass Scorpion. Oh, and Pasta Puffin, if you are on Blue Sky, I post there every day for off-stream progress as well, if you want to watch or see progress there. If you do. If not, don't stress. I got a little... But, yeah, we're... Chaos Battle Sisters. That would be... Ow! That was fucking sharp. God damn it. It's freaking stabby bits. I've never... Like, even the Tyranids I made were not this friggin' stabby. Swear to you, these guys are actively trying to kill me. I get it. Blood for the blood god, but does it have to be my blood? Seriously, folks. If we're going to skull for the skull throne, I'm in trouble. So much detail work on this thing is going to be a bit. Painting the Penitent engine. The Penitent engine's the large, basically a dreadnought that has a bad sister strapped into it, if I recall correctly. See if my memory is any good. Been hit and miss lately, but and the sisters are on Armageddon, if I remember. Some of the sisters are on. Oh, I mean, you've got the sister that died with that's a mortifier. Oh, okay. Works for me. That's the because there was the sister that died with Grimaldus at High of Hell's Reach on Armageddon. And Grimaldus stole all her shit and now carries them around with him. He didn't steal it. They gave all like the relics and everything to him. The servitors. Scarecrows, I would say, considering it took an hour for me to get the notification that I went live. And that's like manage your stream on your dashboard on my phone. It took about an hour for me to get that notification. So Twitch is being a little twitchy. So do not stress. We finished up the trimming, and now I'm going through and working on some of starting the detail craziness. Hello, background character 4. This is my computer desk, and it's my everything desk. I just put down a have a good night, Pasta Puffin. Hopefully you feel better. I put down a large cutting mat on it because I didn't want to ruin my desk. Do you constantly get notifications? Yeah, Twitch is being wonky. But yeah, this is my my computer that I use for everything is sitting right next to behind the camera here. So it's not just crafting, it's my, if I want to play games, it's my blah, 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 blah. This is Flamin' Dragon. That's fair, Nightshade. So I just realized I didn't catch all these pipes that I wanted to do in my contrast. And part of the reason I have so much space is that I have all my monitors on, like, monitor brackets, so they're not on the desk itself. They're kind of at the very edge behind the desk. Part of the reason I have the space, this is my little corner. Got the little intercessors, nice, armed up. Oh, Scarecrows, you should check out Warhammer Community site today. Check it out. They released all the detachments and rules for Marines and included, hopefully you feel better soon, but check out the Warhammer Community site. All the rules and all the breakdowns and stuff for Space Wolves are there in their own little download. The only thing that's not there are the points. They haven't released that yet. Yeah, all the detachments and stuff, it's all there. And I was like, hey, digging it. Brass Scorpion, Skullcrusher Brass. Yep, so now we just gotta wait for the points, which will be probably when it actually hits shelves. My guess is like a day or two beforehand. Before it hits shelves, that's when they'll drop all the points. And tomorrow is Chaos. No, tomorrow's Xenos. Oh, the dispositions, you're right. That was the other thing that's missing. So you know if, which missions am I going to be doing? But, you are correct, Demon Slayer. Stick my finger in the paint. That's beautiful. But they'll be, I guess the final stuff will be like the night before. Okay, call the front. All right. Can't go wrong with Bjorn. Well, also Scarecrows don't. That's what the points are currently. We don't know what they're going to be. So. I'd say go with whatever you want on your, what you think you're going to want to have for your playstyle. Dog hair. You think you're going to want to have more stomp, you know, Terminator stomping down or teleporting in, doing Terminator shenanigans? Do love me some Terminators. Or you're going to want, you know, heavy machines. If you're going to run Dreadnoughts, maybe a Tech Marine. Because Bjorn with a Tech Marine behind him is kind of hard at the moment, is a real tough nut to crack. Because if he's got the Tech Marine healing him while he's out there beating the snot out of stuff, it's kind of a win-win. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're like army construction can allow that, which it probably, I think it can, and I don't. We don't know. We'll have to see. It's all going to be very fresh. There's going to be no meta. I'm very happy with how it's really looking more flexible. Like there's depending on the it was 18 Centurions ever the meta Demon Slayer. I have watched Paul's bad at stuff a lot. I mean, it's props to him for making the meme army and doing not terrible with it. But yeah, it's a meme army. Maybe it will be. Maybe 18 Centurions will be the force to beat. That'd be hilarious if that were the case. Like if you could make a really solid army full of... Didn't he do one that was like 36 Centurions or something crazy? He did one where it was like they were all Centurions. But then he didn't have Ethan Shaw, so he couldn't do his uppy downy tricks. Not Ethan Shaw, but the special character that allows him to do uppy downy stuffs. That's a fun YouTube channel. Scarecrow's called Paul is Bad at Stuff. The guy is entertaining, to say the least. And he goes to tournaments and plays and runs a kind of a meme army. Not kind of, it was pretty heavily a meme army that did better than expected in some instances. Realistically, and as horrible as you would expect in others. But that's a fun channel to watch. Alright, so I only got a few more minutes left. So I'm just going to work on some detail stuff. I would laugh if 18 Centurions rocks, though. $150 Kriegers. And there's a lot. There's something to be said for horde armies, and Guard are a horde army. It would die amazingly, yes. But it'd be impressive to see him on the table. You get 150 Kriegers all painted up on a table. You have an intimidation factor there. God, deploying would be a nightmare. It's like, oh, okay, here's my deployment. Just go get yourself lunch. Come back. Tell your opponent, you just give me 45 an hour. It's time for the shooting phase. Check back in 2.5 hours. Little SpongeBob thing 2 weeks later. One eternity later. Now you have what you're dishing out, Nightshade. If I remember correctly, I think the Paul's Bad at Stuff did something where he counted out that I think it's a Tyranid army at 2k points is like the most models you can have on the table is like 300. It was an insane. I'm like, that is just an absolutely insane thing. Realistically, if you make that army and you play it and you enjoy it, you fucking won. That is awesome. Alright, so we're going to stop there. We got a decent amount of progress done today. So, with that, a little bit of housekeeping. Excuse me. I will not be streaming. Exactly. I will not be streaming on Saturday. We have a family thing we're doing, so I'll be taking care of that instead. Moving back on Sunday. Hopefully, by Sunday, this guy might be completely finished. We'll see. I do have a bit. The base is going to be a bit of a challenge, especially with the Wraith Knight stuff on there. I've got a little bit more uniqueness, so Sunday might be final details and touch-ups on this guy, but it's going to be really close to it. I also still have the shield that I'm postponing because it's going to be a headache. So that being said, appreciate you all sitting here and chatting with me and watching while I plug away on the details and stab myself an inordinate amount of times on spiky things I put on this thing. Oh, with that, if you want to see this stuff, if you want to see the progress not on the stream, check me out on Blue Sky. And I will catch you on Sunday. I'm not going to be streaming Saturday, but on Sunday. So, with that, thank you all, and to all, a good night.